Today, I'll be presenting in front of my family. On June 6, 1944, the Allied forces launched D-Day, which was the largest invasion over water in world history on the coast of Normandy. This massive attack during World War II had 5 important beaches, known as the beaches of D-Day, or Utah, Omaha, Gold, Juneau, and Sword Beach. Each beach had its own obstacles, ideas, and outcomes, but formed a great effort and helped the course of the war. Understanding these beaches, realize the scale, complicity, and sacrifice that was also made to get the victory. The most used landing site was Utah Beach, which is assigned to the Americans. And compared to the other beaches, Utah has lesser German defenses and still lots of problems. The strong currents pushed landing crafts off course.
Your presentation is on.
Oh my god. Of course, and caused troops to land over a mile away from their targets. Surprisingly, this problem worked out well for the Allies, and it had less of a problem making ground. The Americans were able to move into German territory quickly, and got good positions and helped others gather up the airborne troops that had been dropped behind enemy lines earlier that night. Utah Beach became one of the most successful landings of D-Day because of its relatively low deaths compared to the other beaches. Next, Omaha Beach was also assigned to the... I know! That's how it's supposed to be. It was also assigned to the Americans. This was the most horrible and deadly landing in the entire region. Unlike Utah, lots of German concrete bunkers, machine guns, and fire positions were placed on cliffs overlooking the beach. When the Americans arrived, on the landing crafts were destroyed and pushed off course, and soldiers had to walk through deep water under German fire. The communications broke down and units became lost. Despite these mind-boggling challenges, many groups of soldiers began to charge forward, climbing the German cliffs and attacking the Germans from all angles. At the end of the day, the Allies secured a foothold, but at the cost of many deaths. Omaha Beach was remembered by the U.S. as the most important and intense part of D-Day. After Omaha was Gold Beach, which is assigned to the British, and at Gold Beach, the British had lots of resistance against the Germans, but more prepared with armored vehicles for obstacles and defenses. The tanks that were used included the tanks that could clear mines, destroy bunkers, and swim ashore. The British successfully captured several key places like the town of Meaux, which became the first major town taken in France. The Gold Beach played a huge role in connecting the Americans and the British's landing zone, and helped gather places together for the invasion front. On Juneau Beach, which is assigned to the conditions and which also had its problems, the Canadians ran into rough seas and delayed landing, which caused confusion. As a result, they faced strong German defenses that were fully ready for their arrival. Despite heavy German fire and lots of deaths at the beginning, the Canadian troops pushed forward with bravery. By the end of the day, they moved forward in enemy territory than any other beach landings. The success at Juneau Beach shows that their courage and effectiveness under pressure. After that, it was Sword Beach. It was also assigned to the British. Sword Beach was an important objective taking the city of Siam, which is a great transport area. While the first landing was successful and the troops moved forward, even though the Allies were not able to take over Hainan the first try, they managed to secure the beach in a strong position that could also connect Sword Beach with airborne forces that landed earlier that day, hoping to protect the east flank of the invasion. While each beach had its own story, many challenges affected them all. A major issue was weather. The invasion already was delayed due to the poor conditions in rough seas, which made the landings hard. Many landing crafts missed their target by over a mile. Some equipment also got lost at sea, including amphibious trunks. Tanks were gone before reaching the beaches. The weather was also affected the air support, causing bombings to miss their targets and leave Germans intact. Another major challenge was the strength of the Germans' firepower. Under the direction of German commanders, the coastline had been heavily defended and also known as the Atlantic Wall. This included bunkers, barbed wire, many landmines, and underwater obstacles designed to destroy incoming landing crafts. At beaches like Omaha, defenses proved to be deadly. Despite all these obstacles, the Allies succeeded because careful planning and coordination were also supported by having an airborne operations took out some German communications and showed reinforcements. In addition, confusing strategies, Operation Fortune, convinced the German leaders that the invasion was happening somewhere else, which bought the Allied forces time for them to invade more easily and efficiently. By the end of D-Day, over 150,000 Allied troops landed across the 5 beaches. Even though not all plans were successful, the Allies planned a crucial position in the Nazi-occupied France, which allowed them to bring more troops, vehicles, and supplies for the following weeks, which eventually led to liberation of the Western Europe. In conclusion, the beaches had a big role in one of the greatest operations in history. From great success of Utah Beach to complicated problems that happened in Omaha, each landing showed great determination and bravery for the Allied forces and the U.S. as a whole. Despite bad weather, strong defenses, and many deaths, the Allies secured beaches and began a journey behind enemy lines. And these events remind us that the sacrifices that the Allies made and how important teamwork, planning, and overcoming challenges are during tough times really is.
Yes!
These are my note cards.